All right, it's Good Friends, Good Games. It is episode 58. It is April 19th. Pre-show, we were talking about losing your hard drive and your data because Zenith rides wild, apparently.
I like to live on the wild side.
Yeah, he lives dangerously. With all that shit you have in your stream, I'm like, moo.
Gets me all the hot grills.
All the hot grills?
Yes, I've never barbecued hard in my life.
Speaking of which, we took one. We got a barbecue grill from Pal's mom's, and we fired that bad boy up in the backyard last weekend, dude. It is a life-changing thing because for those of you that don't know, I have a fairly clean diet. Like I live off chicken, beef, and like a lot of fish, and it gets very, very redundant and mundane when you keep eating it the same way. Like from pan fried or air fried or whatever, or like, you know, so like just the idea of throwing it on the grill and getting a completely different flavor, like revitalizes eating the same foods over and over. So we're looking to do it again tomorrow.
Smoke it all.
Oh, I wish I had a smoker. I have a buddy, our D&D buddy has a smoker, and then he like pulled out ribs, and I'm like, ooh, I could live here.
Yeah.
And we're talking them ribs where you just like the meat just scrapes off the bone. Good stuff, dude. Good stuff. But yeah, get a barbecue grill. It's not even a fancy one. It's just like one of those like little red, like in Weber ones or whatever. You get them for like under $50. That makes a world of difference.
Cool.
What have you guys been up to?
Do you want to go first then on me?
Okay, so I've been very, very busy. Well, I've been pretty much busy like since like the start of the year, or maybe even before that. But I'm even busier now because I've been. So pretty much anytime I'm not live, I'm actually working on artwork because I commissioned some brand new graphics. That turned out really, really nice. But unfortunately, I have to make about 3,000 images. Probably more than that. Trying to get it all ready for all my fancy overlays. Basically giving people the choice of being able to change it up. And I'm also going to be working with someone to try and figure out some coding in order to automate the process so that I don't have to constantly be doing math in my head.
Oh, yeah.
3,000 images. What TV station broadcast are we running here on Twitch's dime?
If you really want, I could send you a screenshot of some of the images I've been working on. Jesus. If you insist.
I mean,
I have no
we can do that.
providing...
We can do it outside of this this episode here. But like, just out of curiosity, like, is this just like general like overlay stuff, or is that because I mean, 3,000's a lot.
Yeah, basically it's like a meter, and it's a meter that fills up or empties depending on what I'm doing, and basically it fills up per pixel. So I have to make a new image per pixel because I don't really have like the coding or the experience to make something disappear, especially when I'm deliver things in a way where I have to manually edit it myself, as opposed to like having someone encode it for me. So that's kind of the issue that I have. But on that, I am going away for, well, as of tonight, I'm going to be going out to my brother's for a couple of days. We're going to be having some pizza. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to be meeting my mom. She and my brother are going to be working on a nice chicken stir fry for me. We're going to play some games. We're going to have a good time, and it's going to be nice.
Damn, chicken stir fry sounds good. How old's your brother gonna be?
No, it's my birthday.
Oh, it's his birthday.
It's your birthday?
22nd of April, bud.
Yep. On Tuesday it'll be my birthday.
Okay, so by the time you listen to this, it will have been Zena's birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy
thank you.
I'm the worst with birthdays.
It's also Everest's birthday tomorrow as well, by the way, guys. If you didn't know.
Yes, guys. It is Everest's
happy
birthday.
early birthday to Evers.
I know it's
Yes.
Everest's birthday because the 420 thing.
Yes. And it's
So, yeah,
also
happy-
Easter as well.
Evers is just blazing it. That's why she's not here.
On Easter Sunday.
Yeah.
Ain't that something? Ain't that the life right there? Just blazing on Easter Sunday. All right, so Zen's birthday is on Tuesday. Everest's is tomorrow. Happy birthday to both of you. That means we have to make your extra happy day today.
Yes, therefore you have to agree with everything I was saying.
We'll shower you with gifts.
Okay, I'll think
I'll
about
send
it.
you a postcard.
You'll be here after my birthday.
Yep.
I mean,
That-
at least.
It will say on their story, it's late. Happy birthday.
I mean, to be real, there's fucking. Well, you guys don't have tariffs. If I send Zen a fucking birthday card, I'm getting tariffed to hell or whatever.
Yeah,
fuck
true.
it is.
That'll cost you $100.
Yeah, $100 to send Zen a fucking birthday card. But happy birthday, sir.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, man.
Have you hit the big 3-0? You're 3-0, right? You gotta be.
He's older. Yeah, he's like nearly 40.
I'm turning
No.
38 on Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah. he's still 40.
Bullshit.
Yeah, he is.
Don't make me pull up my birth certificate.
38.
Yeah, I'm
Surprises,
37. I'm turning 38.
Okay. That means I met you nearly 10 years ago. Dill, for sure, I met 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 2016. So you were
Dill was a
2017.
wee bob.
Oh my God, dude. Everyone was like fucking children. I was already getting old. I was like 30
Yeah.
by that point.
I was already an adult. I
Yeah.
was a functioning
21
adult.
when I first met you, Eric. in
Dill
person.
was a fucking baby. He had just been like barely legal to
I
drink
was
in the
literally
States.
legally just allowed to drink when I first went to America. Legit.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm only a couple years older. I'm going to be 42.
Nice.
Damn, I'm getting fucking old, guys. I found an old
So
photo of him. Wait, go
I
ahead.
won't even be 40 about it. I won't even be like, but I'll turn 30 next year. I won't even be 40 and you'll be 50, Eric.
50's gonna
Naked.
50's gonna fuck me up. I'm gonna tell you right here,
Mhm.
right now. 50's gonna fuck me up hard. 30 fucked me up quite a bit.
Yeah.
40 wasn't so bad. 40, I had like already gotten over the. I had already gotten over the whole like I'm getting old kind of thing.
Yes.
But 30 really fucked me up because I was like, my youth's fucking gone. I got to go be an adult. I've got to go get like a real job. Like I need a career. All this shit, right? I got to think about
Dude,
401.
I'm already there. I had to get a job in order to pay bills and shit. And whatnot.
Yeah, it sucks, dude.
Yeah, it does.
It sucks because most people in their 20s, at least their early 20s, you're 21, 20 to 25 or whatever. You're kind of like have a job. You're making money, but you don't have a lot of responsibilities yet.
Mm,
I'm not saying this is the majority, but like a good chunk of people in their early 20s are like, they're taking their money, they're going and they're partying, they're having a good time, they're living it up, enjoying life or
Yeah.
whatever. And then when you hit that 30s mark, it's like, fuck, I got to be an adult now. And you actually have to start thinking about like where your career is going to be and like what you're going to do. And like, you're going to save up for a mortgage and all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Dude. It sucks.
We've hit that point in our lives where birthdays, it's like, thank you for the gifts. That's great. But also, can it also not be my birthday? So birthdays, you think it's a word that sounds like excitement. I think when you get to past like a certain age, it should be birth depression.
Birth depression. Yeah.
Yes, rename it to birth depression or birth damn it.
Damn it. I found a photo from like 2020, 2021. It was definitely like pandemic era. And I noticed like my hair was still black. Like it still was all black because like now I have it like it's hard to see in the camera, but like all right here, it's like just getting gray. This is holding up okay, but the sides are totally getting gray. And I'm like,
mate, my friend, he's like only just turned 30. Has grayer hair than you, mate.
but okay, was his like a slow progression into it, or did it just hit?
The last time I saw him, he had jet black hair, And and then as like he was like, I think maybe like 23 at that point. I think it was 23.
Oof.
He just turned 30 like last December, and he's got like mixture of like black and gray hairs all over his head.
Damn.
All over. Yeah.
I will say for 38, Zenith's hair is still fantastically maintaining its color. He has you have no gray hair, sir. If you do, it's one or two.
I do have a couple.
It's one or two.
I do have a couple.
Yeah, you're like one or two.
You'll see it like a little, like mostly, if anything, like maybe right here, maybe one or two like around here. That's about it. Maybe you might find like some like lightish hairs like in here. There's occasionally I'll get like hairs like, you know, from like my birthmarks, and like occasionally like, what the fuck's this like weird looking gray hair, and it's just like silver, and it's like, oh my god, get the fuck out of my head.
Yeah, Dill's got this long majestic Dill. I say you do the mullet. Give us the mullet, sir.
No,
do it like Joe Dirt. Just like
Jesus
get the
Christ.
whole side, and then just let that shit flow.
Yeah. Meanwhile, my brother, who is 5 years younger than me, he's been getting gray hair since he was like 20 years old. The poor guy. Yeah.
Gray hair is not so bad.
Yeah. Also, I posted my project in live chat. Just to give you like a general idea.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna look at this here. Let's see here.
It's a lot.
What the fuck? This looks like.
So essentially, what we're seeing here is all of Zen's freaking like panels are basically slideshows.
Yeah, pretty much that.
Yes, that's what I understand from that.
This is nuts.
Yeah, math is fun.
You know what this looks like?
What?
This looks like. Where is it? This looks like the you know when you print your you work on a printer and then you print the fucking calibration page to see if all your colors are correct and shit. That's what this looks like.
Plenty of times.
Yeah. See, Debbie's like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, and that's just the full meter, and it also doesn't have the rest of the images in that folder, because there's also the half size one, and then there's the ones for the hearts that I just finished up yesterday. I've been a very, very busy boy. My right shoulder is in agony because of it, so I need another spot.
Control V, Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V.
You should.
That's also. That's the thing. What I have done is, because I've been doing this stuff for my streams for a long time, is I've come up with ways to make it a lot easier and quicker. For example, this used to take me about like a week. I was able to produce that in a single evening.
Damn.
A single evening. Mind you, though, I was working until like 5 a.m., but yes, a single evening.
You're doing copy and paste, basically, right?
Not quite. I have like certain different methods. So like I'll actually set like little benchmarks where to try, like for example, I'll have like images that I can just use as kind of like that are pixel perfect to make it easier to copy and drag stuff over to make sure that everything is exact, because that's the thing. I do not want to be that person that where if I change an image, people will notice that it's like 1 pixel off. I make sure that everything is perfectly situated, because I don't like making like little mistakes in my work.
You made fucking 278 of these things, because what I would have done.
That's actually, there's a total of 412. 412 total.
What the fuck?
And that's just for that meter.
That's just
the smaller one is 210. And then I made 80 in another file. And not to mention, that's just the first meter. I also have 4 more. So that's another 600, 700 images I need to make for that one. And then got to make another 700 images for another one. And then another one.
The way I would have done this, I mean, I'm not critiquing the way you're doing it. I mean, you do whatever way works for you best. You know, your method, your your philosophy or whatever. But the way I would have done this, I would have started off with the 100% bar or whatever number is the 100%.
I start with them. And that's actually what I do is I start off with the 100% bar and then I remove 1 pixel
layer
of
it,
width.
Layer it,
yep.
layer it. Okay, you're on the right track. That's how I would have done it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I also I actually work backwards. The only way that I'm not working backwards is for doing what is my sub hearts, because what I did is I completely left the project file after I've just done 10 whole hearts where it's got like 4 quarters, because think Zelda.
Yeah.
And then after I was done, I dragged an image, put up at the top as like a top of the image or like a top row, and then left the project file down below. And then I just rebuild back the project and have everything go, progress forwards, but that everything is there. I don't really have to move or shuffle anything, and I could just produce all these images. I can, with my methods, I can produce about 100 images within an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's mostly repetitive work. All this repetitive work just so that one dude with the old ass iPhone 6 is gonna look on his fucking 720p screen and be like, "He's 1 pixel off. Unsubscribe."
Yeah, I actually double check to make sure that everything is 1 pixel off. I also have little methods in place to ensure that that I don't actually have a duplicate file. So for example, say image 210 and 211, they will I make sure that nothing is the exact same file, because it is very easy to fall asleep if you're not paying attention to what I'm doing. So I have to be just focused.
Fully,
and it's a lot of work, but I enjoy doing it.
That's the impressive.
This has been a project. This has been a long project that I've been working on. I've been working with this artist for about the past 2 months, just going back and forth hey, can we have it like this? Can we have it like this? And this and this? This could be more in tune with Zelda. And then, so this could be my project for the next 2 months, maybe 3.
Morgan just brought it up. She said, "You're doing this on an old ass version of Photoshop designed for Windows
Photoshop
XP."
6.0.
God, what the fuck?
Yeah, but it still works.
It just works.
So fucking Windows XP.
Leave me my Photoshop 6.0, my Axe Jeeves, and Netscape alone.
Which is funny is because they gave Photoshop CS2 away for free. You could upgrade for free. I just pay the subscription. The chat here says, "Oh, CS6 is still good on Windows 11." I pay the subscription thing.
I use GIMP.
GIMP is a valuable alternative. It's a viable alternative. There's tons.
I also have Clip Studio.
Yeah,
the only thing with Clip Studio is the interface is a bit different. So
and it took a bit of time for GIMP to get used to GIMP as well, because GIMP is quite different from Photoshop and how you measure things.
It uses different terminologies for the same tools.
Yes.
Basically, it's mostly just navigation. All of these things do the same stuff. It's just where they put the buttons and what they name the buttons. That's all it really is. A lot of this stuff does the same shit. But where you do run into problems, and this really has nothing to do with the pod really, but when you do run into problems is when you have Photoshop files that GIMP may not necessarily understand.
Oh no, GIMP can read Photoshop files now.
Oh, but there's compatibility levels, compatible with Photoshop version this and that, and then when you export wow, they fixed that shit.
Done so far is literally work fine.
Wow. Okay, then they've fixed that problem, because there used to be problems where you'd run certain versions of a Photoshop file and then it'd be oh, this, we can't read this, or it's broken. Stuff like that. But this is completely mind blowing, and it's causing me to have epilepsy right now. So I'm gonna close this.
My bad.
So I'm whoa. We're gonna close that.
The freaking constant images. Okay, I was wondering what that was, and I was am I missing something?
Yeah, I just like I was like telling people yesterday, and it's, I just don't like to, if I'm going to commit myself to something, I never want to half-ass and I put everything, and I mean everything, into what I do.
And I'm gonna say this right here, right now. That's like one of the utmost like things I have respect for you for is like you do not fucking come up short, sir. Like you will figure out, rather than make your life easier, you will figure out ways to work with what you have.
Stay the course.
Yeah, yeah. Like I can make this work with what I got. Like I'm like, bro, I'll just get you 1 month of Photoshop so we can make this easier. You're like, no. I can do this with this version. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay. Oh yeah, it's WrestleMania weekend. I don't know who in here in the chat watches WrestleMania, but it is WrestleMania weekend. It is John Cena's farewell tour. He's finally retiring.
Maybe he's already retired. You can't see him.
Yeah, we can't see him. He just doesn't show up. Like he embraces the meme and just doesn't show up. But they play the theme song and everything. There you go. Good. Fuck John Cena.
Yeah,
like,
he's just gonna pull an Elvis.
I have a hard time saying fuck John Cena when that guy's like clearly like on record like visiting children's hospitals and shit and doing charity work. True. Like I have a hard time saying fuck that guy.
It's all for the show.
He's done the most charity work I think out of any person in the world.
Yeah, he's legitimately, a really good dude.
Yeah, seriously, compared to fucking the other, like the people you find out that are complete shit stains in that business, like Hulk Hogan, that guy turned out to be a complete asshole.
Yep.
Fucking Vince McMahon goes and touches his employees inappropriately. Like, fuck, dude.
Allegedly.
But allegedly.
Yeah.
Sorry, allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly he did that. Allegedly he did that. But then you got the guy that goes and visits children's hospitals and shit. Yeah, fuck that guy. Like, make it make sense. Okay. What do you got, Dill?
Pretty much in the same boat as Zen. I've been working non-stop, both on my job and also on a video that I've been like cooking for the last month, basically. So I've been kind of
saw the screenshots of it.
Yes. Oh yeah.
What the hell are you got going on?
I'll share one of my screenshots of something that I have created that I think actually Kitty will appreciate as well. Hang on a second. Let me open my folder real quick of my abominations.
I like abominations. Let's see abominations.
Let's see. It's not that one. It's not that one. Where did I put it?
He's got to pick the right one for us.
Oh, hang on. Nope, not that. Oh, where did I put it? I know I put it somewhere in here.
Is deep in the bowels of his folders, so no one fucking finds it. Deep
in his bowels.
Yeah.
Does he have 2 fingers in his bowels?
Wow.
Oh, it's this one here. There you go.
What the fuck is this? Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah. If you look closely, you can see me in there.
Hold on. What is this? What the fuck is this? This is great. I'm gonna just make this a fucking episode thumbnail.
Yeah. If you want to find out the context for that image, watch the soon to be released video, which I hope to finish by the end of this month.
God damn it. This is fucking wild. I like how your face, it's like you're just their face, like you're just like no expression in your face whatsoever inside this mouth.
Oh, yeah. It's literally related to a joke. That's all I have to say.
Oh, wow. Jesus Christ.
But yeah. Okay. Other than that, I did take a break from working on that, though. Yesterday, there was another Twitch community meetup, a local one, in the same arcade club, like back in December. I basically but this time me and the group of friends, we all decided to like meet up at a local area to get food before we actually went there, because the last time we went there the food wait was about over an hour, which you know is a while. Yeah. And then by the time we got there, and then me and my friend went up to the top floor to check to see if they were still doing food, nope, they stopped doing food. So I was like, yep, good job we went there. But yeah, we went to a local, like massive, big shopping center known as the Trafford Center. It's been around for like years in the UK, and it's basically like a gigantic, like old building, which inside has like marble stairs. And then if you go further in, it's all like, you know, modern day, you know, stores, everything like that. They even have like a sea life aquarium, and they have Legoland in there as well. And everything, and it's quite nice. But yeah, we went there. It was cool. Got to hang out with a bunch of content creators and friends that I know and everything like that on the platform. I actually went to Wingstop there as well. Wingstop is actually there, you know, so I got to try Wingstop for the first time. Yep, it was very nice, very nice. I had like ranch sauce and blue cheese sauce there and everything.
Oh, you finally had ranch.
Well, this is my second time having ranch. The first time was in the hotel back in the US.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was that with us?
I will say that ranch.
No.
It was I got this like these chicken tenders, and they came with like a bunch of sauces, and they had ranch sauce. So I tried that as well.
Yeah.
But I will say I think that ranch sauce is better than the one I got from Wingstop, because that ranch sauce was like, it was okay. The blue cheese sauce was more impressive, honestly, I would say. But yeah.
Morgan says she wants ranch sauce with her pizza. Did we have this whole discussion about ranch with pizza? I think I feel like we did. We probably did.
We have.
We don't need to touch on that. We don't have ranch or French dress. Who puts French dressing on the pizza?
Okay. Strange.
So Morgan is a mutant, and too many times I've had to yell at her for her food options.
Oh god.
So this is just yet another drop in the bucket of I am not surprised, but I'm still surprised.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna put Thousand Island on my pizza, guys. Let's roll. You know, like YOLO.
Yeah.
Wait, who puts ranch? You put ranch on tacos?
You know what I'm gonna do for Morgan's pizza? I'm just gonna eat like a shit ton of
no. Don't try from this. You put ranch on tacos?
Wait, tacos?
That's what it says in the chat here. I mean,
that's what Kitty says.
I don't put ranch on tacos. What the fuck? No.
Maybe it was someone else Kitty was thinking of then.
I don't know. You deflected it like you sure did.
Sour cream on tacos.
Okay, sour cream. Sour cream is an acceptable.
I don't know why you would think I would use ranch sauce and no, I don't really care for ranch sauce. The only thing it belongs on is maybe your salad. That's it.
Okay. Okay. There was just a miscommunication there.
Kitty was confused.
We take
what?
Yeah, we'll take the allegations back. We take those allegations back. You are clear. Your name is clear, Zenith.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but I was going to say something else that then you guys, like came in here accusing me.
Because your deflection was his deflection was right on point.
There's no deflection here. There's
we're playing ping pong.
That is saying that I burned down the White House. I did not burn down the White House. The White House
make that loud and clear. Can you do that again? Make that loud and clear that you did not do that or have no intention.
It's there.
The White House, but all right.
We don't want to do that. I don't want to end up in El Salvador, okay, and wherever the fuck he's putting all these other people. I don't want to end up there.
I don't either.
Anyway,
okay. Oh yes.
Turn to wine.
So went to the arcade club after we made a food stop, and we all had fun. It was cool. There was some new like arcade machine I saw in there as well. That there was a new like Pac-Man machine, which was you play Pac-Man, but then there's a giant like built up screen which shows the Pac-Man thing on there. I'll actually took a photo of it. I'll put it in the group chat real quick. But it was really freaking cool. Where am I finding the group chat? There it is.
But
Yeah.
yeah, French dressing on pizza is just fucking diabolical. That's just unacceptable.
There you go. That's the one.
Let me see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Okay. See? Okay, here we go. Here's something a little more lighthearted in the games front here instead of the weird shit we've been posting for the past 2 minutes. Oh, here we go. There you go. That is awesome. Okay, I can get behind this.
Mm-hmm.
This is cool. The world's largest Pac-Man machine.
I wouldn't say it's the world's largest, but it's pretty big.
The claim's right there.
Is it?
Yeah, it says right there, world's largest Pac-Man.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention to the sign.
Yeah. I'm okay with this. This is acceptable. Do you sit in front? Oh, no. It doesn't. It has chairs on it, right? Like, I feel like this is one of those sit down at chairs and play it thing.
Nope.
No, you stand in front? Okay. Because they have a couple of the ones.
The controller's literally like that little block bit right there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. But yeah. Yeah. There was also at the thing that we were the person who was hosting the community meetup, there was like a quiz thing we had that people could take part in as well. We're doing like, topical game quizzes and everything like that. And one of the people that I met through my friends there got in the quiz and was like, who has the fastest fingers? And I was just like, me, I guess. So she was like, good, can you help me with the quiz? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And inside, I think we got 10th place, I think, out of like the 50 plus people that were like in the quiz. So yeah,
did they give you swag? Did you get Twitch swag?
Not this time, no. Last time I did this time, we just got like a little like leaflet thing, and that's really it.
Well, have you found your Lord and Savior at Twitch.tv? That's what your leaflet said.
Money somewhere. After all, it's St. Jude month next month, so I got.
That's true. St. Jude month is coming up, guys. If you are broadcasting out there, feel free to drop your links in the chat there for St. Jude purposes, and good luck on all your campaigns. Go ahead and fire those off, and then good luck. It's a good cause. It's an amazing cause.
With my video.
Pow is on the fence. She's debating on whether she wants to do it or not. It's more nerves than everything, not the cause. It's more the nerves and getting out there and doing it. But she's toying with the idea. We will be there to support her if she does. So, on that note, also I was just looking at this Pac-Man machine. I had this idea like ages ago. I kind of want one of those table Pac-Man machines that used to be like in your pizza parlors and stuff, where it's like a table. And then you put your beers and stuff on top of it and you eat off it and everything. But it's a Pac-Man cabinet. And it's got little joysticks. Okay. It's got little joysticks on it. Someone here in the chat will know what I'm talking about.
There was something like that in there as well. There was like a 4-player Pac-Man game, basically, which was like a table. And you'd basically like 4 people who would just play against each other. Like last one standing.
I low-key wanted one of those and I wanted to make it my kitchen table. Of course, this is when I was like single and living by myself. I don't think that would fly nowadays. But
Pal's like, I
don't know. She might be for it, but I don't know. They're expensive. Like they're expensive, especially now. So on the note of streaming or whatever, guys, I have to say, it is to get into streaming now. You can do it incredibly cheap.
Oh yeah,
like you can do it dirt cheap. We got Pow a little rig set up here for reasons, which I'll go into in a minute here. But I went into like Ross. If you don't know what Ross is, it's like one of those cheap like discounters where you get like discounted clothes and house goods and all this kind of shit, right? Well, they have a little electronics section. I got Pow a ring light for like $6.
Nice.
So I got a ring light for $6, which does the job just fine. So Kitty in the chat mentioned Five Below. Five Below does the same thing. Like you can get a ring light, something like that. It's not the best thing in the world, but it will light you up. It'll make your image look better, etc. I got a 920 webcam from somewhere. I don't even know. I've had it forever, but that was just sitting in a box. I got that. The only problem I had is I didn't have a way to mount the webcam inside the ring light. So the 3D printer came into play and somebody designed a bracket that will clip onto the ring light and then you can mount your webcam.
Ooh, that's cool.
So I took care of all of this for like $8.
Nice.
And then the only problem we ran into was audio. Like audio is an issue. Like these Corsair headsets and stuff. The mic's fine for like when you're playing with your team and all that stuff. But if you're trying to like record content, not a good idea. The mics are very noisy. They're very sensitive, and it's not good. So I went straight up on Amazon. You get a decent mic. You can get a decent mic for like $60. You can get an audio interface for $30.
Mm-hmm.
And then, no, this was a Zoom. Like it's like a music recording brand. It's a Zoom mic. Zoom makes microphones. They make portable recorders and things like that. They've been around a long time. So we got those. We got one of those for her. I got like a Behringer like audio interface for $35, and then mic cables, like 2 mic cables for $10. Like the whole thing, whole shebang setup was like $120. Where like
pretty good.
back in the day, you would have spent $300 easy to get stuff, and then like Amazon. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, my first proper mic was like about £100.
Right. Yeah, so you can get stuff like dirt cheap now. And then now, like if you go on Amazon, there's like the Chinese versions of like mainstream recording equipment, like your Focusrites and stuff. There's literally Chinese versions of it you can get on Amazon for half the price.
I mean, with the whole tariffing and everything like that, China has just been like, hey, you want to get cheap stuff? Come straight to us.
That's the wild thing, dude. They're like, don't buy your $3,000 Louis Vuitton from Louis Vuitton. Just come to us. It's $150.
Yes, literally. And that's I think that's clever.
Yeah, dude, they fight dirty, don't they?
I don't blame them. They fucked them around, so they found out what happened.
I'm low key. Full disclosure, actually, not low key. Full disclosure, I'm actually trying to find ways to order like stuff I would need, like photography equipment and stuff, directly from over there. Like I'm trying to figure out how to do it.
I've found a TikTok where they literally show you all the links for the websites that you can go to for this stuff, Eric. So if you want anything,
send that my way, because I might make some orders, because one, I can't even find stuff in stores right now. That we're getting back to pandemic level shit, and it's driving me nuts. So yeah, there's that whole thing. But yeah, we got our stream rig set up like dirt cheap. It's fantastic, like dirt cheap. Wow. Wow. But no, yeah, dude, dirt cheap. And then we've been doing a little bit of that. Pow and I have been doing some recording. We're working on something. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then all in all, it's just been work. But finally, guys, I went to the grittiest parts of LA, the dirtiest parts of LA to find shit, little shit, right? I hunted high and low and I could not find it. So what do you do when you can't find shit in person? You go to eBay and you order your shit from there. Ladies and gentlemen, here's our pile of shit. It is finally here.
No. He actually has it. Oh, shit.
Look at that. Look at it. We found the little
man.
Sonic 06. The mortal enemy of Team
Morgan,
Sonic.
he did find shit.
Yeah. I legit found shit on the internet. Who would have thought, right?
Yeah.
How much
it just looks like your blue husband.
Okay, so little backstory for those that missed out on the last episode. I have been trying to find this game for like 3 weeks. I have gone store to store to store and no one has one. I can't find a PC port that I didn't really want to hassle with, if I could put it that way. Like I didn't want to hassle with a config to make it work. I didn't want to do any of that kind of stuff. Anyway, so I went store to store to store. No one had this turd. And finally I asked these people, I was like, what is going on? I've been trying to find this game for weeks. And they were like, well, when the Sonic 3 movie hit and it got really, really popular, everyone came in and started buying up the Sonic. And I'm like, even this turd game? And they're like, oh yeah, they bought up the turd game. So finally I gave up and I was like, all right, I'm going to go to eBay. I went to eBay. It was $16 shipped, which doesn't seem like
Okay.
I mean, it's slightly inflated.
Yeah.
It's slightly inflated, but it was $16 ship, and I'm like, okay. Why are people buying the turd game? That's basically what I asked, and they said, I think they're just buying it on a whim and not knowing what they're buying.
Mm-hmm. Probably, yeah.
So we picked up this thing. Something's coming. I assure you, something is coming with this. I wouldn't just go buy spend
migraines
$16.
And maybe the need for hardcore drugs.
Oh, really? Okay, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna do something with this. But yeah, I finally turned to eBay. Fucking surprisingly enough, guess how many copies were actually available on eBay? Buy it now.
20.
Take a wild guess.
Just one.
No, not that low. There were 6 copies available. Buy it now.
Oh, okay.
I am so baffled as to what the mystery behind this game is. And I'm assuming I'm going to find out.
People know that it's so bad, and they know that they can get some pretty good money for it.
Yeah.
Like,
but, I mean,
I wanted to sell my copy of Dokapon Kingdom for like $500 when it's hot on the market, but then, well, can't do that now because there's a Switch version, and I'm only getting like $40 for this thing now.
Yay! Should have sold it way good.
We'll see what happens. All right. So that's been my journey so far. I played the PS3 version. I wanted to walk barefoot on Legos. That's fucked up. Is it that bad?
Nice. Yep.
Is it gonna be like fucking, Is it gonna be like fucking Clockwork Orange where my eyes are like fucking pricked open and I'm gonna be screaming?
Possibly that, and possibly you might want to punch something.
Okay, I'll get a punching bag before I get started here. All right, let's get into video games here. If you are watching us on Twitch, thank you. We appreciate you. If you're catching this later on YouTube or listening to it on, Apple, Spotify, wherever you catch all this stuff. Those of you that are in the chat, we appreciate you. Thank you for hanging out with us. We'll go ahead and let's roll with some video games. So it looks like we haven't really played video games this week. God forbid we have life stuff, right? Like we haven't really played video games. Dill, you're still torturing yourself with this Pokemon Ironmon thing. How many runs are we up to?
1851.
Okay.
Yeah. And I actually got a run to the league again. I got one run to the league recently, and it died on the exact same Elite Four member on the very first Pokemon like the last one did. McNugget, yes. Rest in peace, McNugget the Venusaur.
McNugget, that's what you named him?
We went through kind of like the story behind that is that on the very same stream that I was found that run, we watched a GMM video that was like an April Fool's video of like Rhett and Link rating chicken McNuggets from McDonald's. Yeah, and that started the whole thing.
The reason why your run failed is because you didn't name it the McRib.
That could be the next thing we could do. We just name everything McRib. Go through the entirety of the McDonald's menu, including the secret one, like the McGangbang.
Oh, dude, I remember those.
Secret menu item time chat.
Is the McRib
secret
still a
menu,
thing?
secret sauce?
Yes.
Is the McRib still a thing?
It still comes back every so often, doesn't it, in America?
Yeah.
There's a website called the McRib Locator.
I'm not surprised.
What?
McRibLocator.com.
Has any of you guys have seen the parody video of like Spider-Man, but it's like Willem Dafoe's character being obsessed with McRibs? Have either of you two seen that?
No, I have not seen this.
I have. It's a fucking fever dream. It's a fever dream. Jesus Christ.
McRib locator. There's a map. There's a find a McRib, report a McRib. So
Report a McRib, you say?
yeah, the most recent sighting is all McDonald's in Germany and Luxembourg have McRib. Cited 4/6/2025 at 8:55 a.m. Sighting by
We're
Elias.
off to Germany then.
Oh, we don't just get where the McRibs are located, guys. We also get the pricing. So right now the highest is $7.89 in Kodiak, Arkansas.
Damn.
And then the lowest price is $3.99 in Forest Grove, Oregon.
Cool.
So good. And the
McRib.
average is $5.66. This is incredible. Nice. No, I do not want McRib Locator to use my location.
No. Because otherwise McRibs will come for you and you will never be able to escape them.
Now, I guarantee you guys, I'm going to find McRib ads in my Instagram come.
Oh yeah, you will.
Nah,
or
there's none in
just
California.
general McDonald's advertisement, something like that. Bum, 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 bum.
Oh, it might be Alaska. Sorry, my fucking geography acronyms are off. Probably it might be Alaska.
Anyway, but yeah. Ironmon at the moment is being kicking my butt, but I have changed up how I'm playing it now because I'm now playing at 200% speed with music with copyright free music on. Because
I'm kind of glad that you started doing that because I wanted to do that at the very beginning because the music's gonna burn your mind and you can get through your runs a lot faster if you have like the speed. So like a lot of like the bigger Ironmon streamers, like they have that button where like they mute the game and then they play on 500% speed, and then the moment that they're in a gym, they play at normal speed and use like the actual in-game music. So
the highest it goes for me is 400%. I was constantly getting like tripping over my own toes because of 400%, so I reduced it down to 200% because of that reason. Yeah, you get used to it after like the more you use it. Yeah, I just 200% is like the fastest I'll go because I'm just like it's too much for me to handle.
Yeah. So if I remember correctly, Ironmon is a difficulty challenge, right? It's not a speed run.
Yes, it is literally all RNG. It is an RNG run, basically. So it's basically Kaizo. Mm-hmm. Kaizo, but Pokemon. Because it's a challenge that is meant to be almost impossible. But with this one, there's so much RNG to it because it's kind of like a roguelike where the moment your Pokemon dies, it's done. It's over. Yep. And there's an entire Discord server of like over 10,000 people who are like, part of the community and are doing runs on like various different versions of Ironmon. And Ironmon inspired Iron Mario, which is for Super Mario 64, where it's also a randomizer. Except if we take any damage, Mario's dead and you have to start the run all over again.
Oof. Okay.
So,
is there a Ironmon run for the original Mario? Or like the original 2Ds?
No, because they're harder to randomize. Like,
I see. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, because at this point, you would just be doing a speed run, which you can probably do without taking any hits or damage. Because the thing is, with Mario 64, it's like, even if it was like Super Mario Bros. 3, it would be very easy to pull off because all you do is get the warp whistle and then you just go. Or, I don't know, maybe just go through the rest of the game. But with Super Mario 64 is you must get 70 stars, and the stars locations are anywhere. And the enemy locations are anywhere. So meaning if you remember Big Boo's haunted house in Super Mario 64?
Yep.
So a lot of times if you're running Iron Mario, you are dreading this stage because if you go in one of the doors, if there's a piano right at the door, there's nothing you can do. You're just immediately dead. No, runs over and there's nothing you can do about it. All you can do is just sit there, complain, and start over from the beginning.
That doesn't sound like fun.
Yeah, and the wing cap course where you stand in the middle of the floor, you look up, right in the sun.
Oh,
And it takes you
no.
to the stage where you get where you're supposed to get the wing cap.
Mhm.
The thing is, in Iron Mario, the red coins are randomized, so they can be anywhere in the sky, and you have to try and find it before the wing cap runs out. Because the thing is, if your wing cap runs out, you can't get another wing cap anymore. That's it. So you have to try and get the 8 red coins while flying, and it's very, very stressful. You actually have to pause to try and locate where the red coins are. It is nuts. It is absolutely nuts, but it's becoming quite popular. So you see quite a few people running Iron Mario. It's definitely go take a look.
Yeah,
like I know like a lot of Mario 64 speedrunners that have been playing this.
Yep.
Okay, so this is something different. I looked up retroachievements.org, which it basically they've added achievements to old, retro games, and it's tied into like your emulation station and things like that. But it says I am Iron Mario, and this is for Super NES and Super Famicom. But I was wondering if there was an achievement for that. Like if you get all the red coins, do they give you some kind of achievement for that? Because that sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I also forgot. In Iron Mario, occasionally a red coin or even a simple yellow coin can be. Remember those pretend coins that turn into like a money bags where they bounce it around? You will find them like the snow area.
Yes.
Yes, so they'll put those around this every single stage. Even on the slide, like I remember I was doing this slide and then all of a sudden run into one of those enemies just randomly, and then I'm dead and runs over.
I just put something in the chat for you guys. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but there is Super Mario Mon as a hack, as a ROM hack.
Yep. That was made by Alpharad and a couple of other.
That's a
modders.
new thing that's come out recently. Yeah.
Oh, really?
It actually looks really good.
It does look really good, and I do want to play it, but I am still stuck on Kaizo Ironmon, so everything else is on hold.
Gotcha.
Don't worry, Dill. At least you have something to play for like the rest of the year and next year.
And next year. Well, at least up until he gets the 5,000 or whatever it takes. He's got to beat the bet.
You'll be 30 years old before you play. I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's right, because he's doing this until he fucking doesn't stop, right?
Yeah.
Or he's doing this until he wins.
So at the moment where I currently am, Morgan is the closest for like runs. In terms
Morgan's
of
the closest. What was her number? 24 something, right?
No, just 2,000 runs. That's all she put 2,000 runs.
Okay, 2,000. She also put a number that was under what you had already done, which is like
that was
1,500, and he was at like 17.
Yes. That's the current bet. But if anyone else in chat wants to place the bets, you can do. Currently, the number is 1851 that I'm at right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Point Crow was doing this challenge, and because he was getting sick and tired of still being stuck with it, so he started. So he made a promise that he was going to stream Iron Mario once every day, even if it's for like 5-10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
He would stream every day, and he was at it for like half a year.
Yep.
Oh,
which I'm not gonna be honest. I was tempted to do that, but then at the same time, I'm like, dude, I work in real life, so I can't do that. Whereas that's his job.
Yeah, so and not to mention, if you're like a smaller creator, if you just go live for about like 10-15 minutes, it would completely tank your average viewership stats.
Yeah.
I don't see these on retro achievements, so I don't think there's achievements for them.
No,
but
I don't know if Kaizo Ironmon's on there or anything like that. Or like
I did not search. I did not search Kaizo. Kaizo. Let me try that. I just searched Ironmon, but they are in here.
Oh, are they?
They are. You search Kaizo and they're in there. But do they actually have achievements in here?
Kaizo Mario World. Yeah, they're actually in there.
It's in there, but it doesn't look like they have actual achievements tied to it yet.
Oh, I got Pokemon Emerald Kaizo's in here. Nice.
Yeah. So they do have achievements tied to these things. Interesting. Because I would think from what you were describing with that red coin thing, that would be a fucking nightmare to do, and it should warrant a achievement. Yeah, all the Mario ones are in there, but not the Pokemons. Okay. Well, that is Pokemon Ironmon run. Dill's up to 1800. Will he break the 2K? We're going to find out soon enough.
Yeah.
We're rooting for you, Dill. Come on. We're rooting for you.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I'm going to be taking a break from Kaizo Ironmon soon because St. Jude month I'm planned. Got something different planned.
Morgan says she'll buy you that Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness thing if you beat it in under 2K.
Yes, but we'll spare the European one so I can actually play it.
No, don't worry. She'll get you the European one. She'll
Or
get
do
you
I
whatever
just
you
buy a
want.
Switch 2 and then I can just play it on my Switch 2?
It's going to cost
Morgan,
the
you're going to have to buy Dill Switch 2.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. I'll buy it for Dill using Zen's money.
Woo!
You can't.
Morgan's
You're not
buy
allowed
me
to
a
do that.
Switch 2 using Zen's money. Yay!
We'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay. So that's Pokemon Ironmon. Wallet's dried up like a turnip. Get up on that turnip market. Get paid. We're going back to pandemic times.
Animal Crossing time.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. So Zenith's back on Kingdom Come Deliverance II. We are. I'm assuming we're making our way through this thing, right?
Yeah, I finally started doing some of the very early game main quests. Honestly, the game is just phenomenally beautiful, and I usually don't really enjoy open world games because I find them overwhelming. But the thing that's been overwhelming with this game is it's incredibly difficult. The combat is brutal. Just even one-on-one fights is rough because you need to remember to parry, you need to remember to attack, and even then, even if you like successfully manage like a parry and then you try and do a riposte, the enemy is right there ready to try and block your next attack, and then they have their stamina, then they're getting too aggressive and you're like, what the fuck, you're hitting me, and then if your stamina runs out, if you get hurt, you receive like a lot of damage, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're dead, and you're out here like in plate mail wielding like a long sword, and some dude in a loincloth with a stick kicks your ass and kills you, and you're like, dude, what the fuck, game? But
It's just like that, huh?
Yeah, it's like that. But I'm finally starting to get the hang of it. I've been just getting so lost in just the world, and it kind of feels like you're going back in time, because like the environments are like super realistic, and I'm just having a great time with this.
It sounds like a cool game, and it sounds very intriguing, but it sounds like a long haul game. It's definitely a long haul one, it sounds like.
I don't mind this at all because I'm having a great time. I'm going in a route that's, generally like a good person, but I've also have done things where, because like you have to like keep your, sorry, what was that?
Nothing. I was just saying about the questionable things you've done, probably.
Yeah, because
yeah, let's hear it. What did you do?
So you have to keep your character clean, because if you just straight up murder people, you're gonna be covered in blood. And if you walk around towns covered in blood, the guards will stop you, and
go have a shower.
And they will be like, "Hey, you look like you committed some murder," because if you're not careful, you can get yourself executed.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. So, one of my nefarious deeds though is you have to sometimes do laundry. Yes, you have to buy soap and then go to like a little place like near a river, and you can like wash all your clothes, because your stuff will get covered in mud, and you'll have a lot less charisma because people aren't going to want to. You're not fooling anybody if you're just
like
covered. Shit. Yeah, if you just look like someone just pushed you in the mud. So, but sometimes though, while I'm doing my laundry, a maid will come in and she just shoves me out of the way, pushes me into the water because she's trying to do her laundry.
So it's like the real laundromat. What the fuck? That's wild.
So, what I did one time is say, all right, that's it. I had enough of this. So I got out of the water. Then I crouched down and I suffocated her. So I choked her out.
Wow.
And then I removed all her clothes and I dumped her body in the river.
You removed all her clothes. So it looks like you assaulted her and then murdered her and then you threw her body in the water.
Oh, I didn't kill her. I just let her just hang out in the river, butt naked. And then I sold some of her stuff, and then I went to bed. And then when I woke up the next morning, she and half the town guards were outside my door. I'm like, ah, shit.
Ah, no.
Really? Like she had a whole pitchfork army on you?
Yep. So I had to pay for it, and then they put me in the gallows, and then I had vegetables thrown at me, and then I lost some of my stats, and then everyone thought I was a thief. So yeah, that was fun. And then it took me like a few in-game days for people to be treating me nicely.
So you probably about it slowly.
You probably would have got away with it if you didn't fucking strip her clothes and throw her in the lake.
Well, she pushed me over. I was trying to make some laundry.
Did you at least wash her clothes for her so when she got out she had at least clean laundry?
No, I just sold them.
You sold her clothes.
Damn.
Yes, and I ate. Yes, and I drank the bottle of wine that she had on her. So why the fuck not?
I hope I don't run into you at a fucking laundromat. Jesus.
Yeah, but it's absolutely great. Meanwhile, Jody, who actually influenced me to get this game, I've been watching him play, and people are like treating him like a lord. And then he's like, yes, I'm a noble. I'm here to do good things. Excuse me, just one second. Then turns around and starts lockpicking everything in front of everyone. It's like, no.
I work here. Don't worry about it.
Who do you think you are? Do you know who I am? Goes back to lockpicking, stealing everyone's shit.
I know we talked. Is this more akin to like Skyrim, or is it?
Yeah, it's like Skyrim, but like on steroids. If you like Skyrim, you will love this game. The only thing is this game does not have dragons. It is actually realistic. The only thing that's not realistic is the alchemy part. And actually, I enjoy the alchemy part because I made so much money off it, and it's actually like super relaxing.
What is the big baddie in this game then? Like, what are you fighting?
It's some dude that murdered your family.
Okay.
Who is responsible for getting your companions killed. So basically, you were supposed to be like an escort to a noble, but you guys were ambushed, and so you lost your letter of that you're supposed to deliver to some noble kingdom that you're at war with, but you have nothing. You're just in your trousers.
Oh shit!
And you have to start with nothing and build yourself up and try and still achieve your goal, but from nothing. So it's been very, very interesting because you can either fight your way through things, you can either just be a good person that helps everyone, or you can murder everyone, poison everyone, steal everyone's shit. I mean, I've done that. As a matter of fact, there's a tailor. And I snuck into his house. I stole his key, and then I took all the clothes from his store, and then I put it away in a chest for a few days. And then I sold it back to him, and then I helped him out. And he's like, thanks, man. I really appreciate it a lot. And my reputation is like max with him. It's like, you don't realize I just sold you back your shit.
Does this have like character modifiers for like persuasion and charisma and stuff like that? Like,
oh yeah. Yeah. Because
okay.
like if you don't have the persuasion, like for example, if someone asks you like questions about alchemy, if you know what you're doing and if you pass like your checks, then it's like, yes, so I've done this before. We have to do this and this. If you don't, he'd be like, yeah, yes, I know what sage is. You put it on my steak sometimes, and people call you a fucking idiot. And it's actually really funny when people insult you.
Nice. Okay, cool. I just added this to the wish list.
It's so much fun. I never thought I'd be having such a great time with this, but if you enjoy Skyrim, you will have a blast this game.
Nice. Okay, that is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. That is currently $59.99 over on Steam.
Oh yeah, and I also had sex at a wedding party, and then the person said that I wasn't good enough, and then I'm like, wow, Kingdom Cockblock Deliverance 2.
Yep.
Kingdom Come too early, huh?
Shut up.
I hope Morgan clipped that. Wow. Damn. I'm glad I turned that lady down now.
Yeah, she stepped on my toes. I lied to her that she was a good dancer, and then I had sex, and it didn't boost my stats because she insulted my pride.
Ow.
Wow. What didn't she say was good? Does she elaborate?
Because I was like, you clearly don't seem very enthusiastic about what she did. And she's like, yeah, that was very disappointing.
Oh,
and that was coming from someone that hasn't dated anyone in years. I'm like, okay.
That's
okay.
Jesus. Ouch.
Yeah, Henry. Well, the character you play as.
Oh, you're gonna need therapy after that one. Damn.
Yeah, and then I had my ass kicked in like a fighting tournament.
What is this nonsense?
I got it.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Bill's got it.
Cool. Old-fashioned arbor mob. What the fuck is this? Okay.
Yeah,
anyway,
best viewers bots.
Love bots. That's wild, dude. Straight up disappointed. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
That's even worse.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, man. Oh, all right. That is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, $59.99 over on Steam. I'm gonna guess this is $69.99 over on Xbox and PlayStation, but
Nice.
Don't quote me on that. But go ahead and check it out. So over on my end of things, we have Pow and I finally started our split fiction playthrough. First episode is currently on the editing desk. Pow's working on that. So
Nice.
that'll be up on the channel shortly when she gets that done. So yeah, we're doing split fiction. Already off the bat, I know Morgan touched on it when it first came out, but I already like this better than It Takes Two, I think.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot more what's the word I'm looking for? It's a lot more arcadey. It's a lot more platformy. You're running, jumping, not quite as much puzzle solving, at least in the first stage or two that we did. So it's more arcadey.
Yeah.
A lot of running and gunning and jumping and, timing and all that things. It's a lot of fun. Great game, looks great. Graphics look great. The co-op aspect of it is very seamless. You're on left screen, they're on the right. The friend pass is great. The friend pass system works perfectly fine.
Yeah, they really perfected that throughout the last few games.
Yeah, it's great. The friend pass, totally awesome system. And it's a lot of fun. We're not too deep into it. We were mostly just getting our first run in to get the series started here. But a lot of fun. I'm already sucked into it more than I am with It Takes Two. And I liked It Takes Two a lot. Don't get me wrong. I like that game a lot. And I think I like this better. Kingdom Come Too Early. That will be Monday's clip.
Nice. Okay, that has to be the name of the podcast. Kingdom Come Too Early.
We can do that.
Okay.
Morgan, can you mark that in the chat for me? The live chat. That is That's I can't get it out of my head now. Thank you. I'm disappointed. Okay. Anyway, yeah, back to Split Fiction. Split Fiction, great game. Go check it out. $49.99 over on Steam, I think. Let me check that real quick for you. Let me give you an accurate price on this.
Also coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
Yes, we will. We talked about that last episode. Split Fiction is going to be on Nintendo Switch 2. $49.99. $49.99 for Split Fiction over on Steam. I believe it is the same price for the other platforms. But yeah, coming to Nintendo Switch 2. So that is Split Fiction. Guys, I am so close to Final Fantasy IV being behind me. I am on the last fucking boss, but unfortunately, I am caught in grinding hell.
Uh-oh.
And when I say grinding hell, some of you that are in this age range, back in the day when you had to grind into games, you basically had to just keep killing the same character, like the same bad guys and creatures and all that stuff over and over and over and over so you can reach an adequate level to beat these bosses, because you decided to just play the game and you run into this whole thing where you're like, oh, I'm cool, I'm going, and then you go and end up at your bosses, and then you just fucking reach this hurdle of difficulty because you didn't fight half your battles when you were playing the game.
Oh, that would be like a great topic for like the next podcast where we just like discuss games that have good grinding versus games that have bad grinding, because definitely back then that was a problem, because like I used to play games like that, Final Fantasy IV, but Dragon Warrior I remember was one of the worst, where I would spend like 5 hours level grinding and then say, okay, we're good, and then you go to the next area, and then all of a sudden it's like, shit, gotta level grind again because everything is way too fucking hard.
Yeah, dude, it's unbelievable. So like my characters are like low to mid 50s now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Level 50, in the 50s, and I'm like, okay, this should be adequate. And then people are saying, no, you're good, you're good at this thing, right? So I'm at this level, you should be good. So I'm going and I'm playing through this thing, and yes, there's some difficult creatures in this segment of the last dungeon. There's some heavy hitters in this thing that will stomp you if you're not strategic enough, right? And I'm like, okay, I've survived, and I got to the last boss. I get to the last boss, and that boss, as soon as you walk into the fucking room, slaps the shit out of you, and your 3 out of your 5 party are dead.
Nice.
And I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do here? You know what it's akin to? Here's what it's fucking akin to. It's like Elden Ring when you go out into the little field and you're like, oh, there's that nice guy on the fucking horse right there. Let me go talk to him. And then he slaps the shit out of you. Yep. And then you were like, what the fuck just happened? Yeah. That is what happened when I got to the last boss in this game. I am fucking getting stomped on.
Yeah, I remember that as well. All the people who kept like trying over and over again on that first boss, not realizing the point of that is to go around him and come back when you're stronger. But you can't do that with the final boss in Final Fantasy IV, can you? Because it's there.
There's a question in the chat here. Does it have the turbo battle system? I'm on the Pixel remaster, and I think there is you can slow the battle pace down. I think you can adjust the speed. I have not gotten into that whole segment of it yet. I haven't tried any of that stuff. I'm just trying to do it because I'm almost done. I'm about ready to actually just throw everything I have at this fucking guy. Every item, everything, because it's not going to matter from here.
That's why I sped up Ironmon, because I got sick and tired of taking so long on attempts, so I just decided to speed things up.
Oh, it says to speed up the grind. Oh, that I did not take that into consideration. I might do the turbo thing to speed up the grinding. Okay, cool. Thank you for that. Because I've been on this grinding thing for 2 days. My fucking thighs are sore. I've been grinding so much. It's just Jesus fucking Christ. It's ridiculous.
Why are your thighs sore?
It's the joke.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say.
Yeah, Eric just out of here, just grinding some dude on a horse like this.
Yeah. Oh, there's the fucking emote.
Yeah, that's why your thighs are sore.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. We missed it.
I'm gonna say, because if you're doing it like that, you're playing it wrong. The game wrong. Yeah. Man. Just why are you sure?
I still won't forget. I thought that shit was Donkey Kong. I'm like, Morgan, what the fuck are you doing to Donkey Kong? And she's like, it's a horse. Oh man, but this game, yeah, just fucking slapped the shit out of me, and I'm like, oh my god, what is going on here? I'm in the fucking laundromat, depressed as fuck because this guy kept whooping my ass. I'm doing it on a Steam Deck, by the way. So I'm in the laundromat, depressed because this guy just keeps fucking whooping my ass, and I was like, what the fuck? It got so bad where like I got so excited that the fucking laundry thing went off. I was like, fuck, I can finally just go throw my shit in the dryer and get out of here because this is horrible. The bot term to your blocked list. What the hell? I don't know what that is. But okay, anyway. Oh, blocked term. So yeah, that is Final Fantasy 4. I will take that tip into consideration. Thank you for that. I will go ahead and I will speed up the thing to get some of the grinding out of the way, and we'll knock that out. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Golbez wasn't bad. There's one, I forget the guy's name, but he basically, like, spoiler alert, he betrays you and he makes it look like he's there to help you, but then he's a fucking monster, and that shit took me a good minute. I forgot who that guy was off the top of my head.
Good plot twist. I did a good
yeah,
plot
it was a
twist,
plot twist, and then
good.
that guy whooped my ass a couple times, and then I had to go grind for that one. But what is this here? Yeah, I think that's the character's name. Yeah, for chat. But yeah, that guy whooped my ass a couple times, and then I finally got through that thing. But the problem I'm having too with this whole final boss thing is that if you die, you have to go through this big old long cutscene that you cannot skip.
Oh,
so it just makes the shit makes the shit more depressing when you're like, fuck, I gotta watch this cutscene again. That could be another topic we have where it's like what cutscenes live in your fucking head rent free because you just heard them so many fucking times playing.
Ooh, that's a good one too, yeah.
Like that I'm trying to remember the one off the top of my head, but I don't right now, but there's gonna be one.
I think there's a cutscene in Metal Gear Solid 4 which is over 30 minutes long, something like that.
Yeah,
right?
I was actually watching someone deal with it, and
yeah.
I think he said it was like 2 hours of cutscenes.
Yeah, the ending is an hour and a half.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I forgot about that. No,
yeah, the ending is an hour and a half, dude. I remember that. Metal Gear Solid 4. That
yeah.
Which
I feel like Kojima was just having fun there.
It's fucking Kojima, dude. It's Kojima. That's not abnormal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a thing where you use the codec and you can just make I forget what her name is, but you can just make her boobs rotate with the controls.
What?
Yep. You just rotate with the control stick and her boobs just fly around like
Kitty,
this.
you probably know the game.
What? This is just Metal Gear Solid 4?
I think so. Yeah.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember doing that or like being able to do that. What?
Codec.
Kojima really was ahead of his time.
Codec secrets.
I was not talking about you. You can rotate your balloons however the fuck you want on your own time.
Jesus.
The Rose Easter egg. Apparently that's what it's called.
Oh god. I do not rotate joysticks. Like, what the hell? I can't get involved in this conversation.
All right, Morgan, you need to do a playthrough of the entire Metal Gear Solid series, just so you can just see what I mean.
For Rose Easter egg.
Oh my god.
What? Oh wait. There's literally a video here, yeah, a Rose bouncing chest control jiggle. What the fuck?
Yep. Yeah, they added jiggle physics just so that you could rotate her boobs while you're talking to her, and apparently it lowers Snake's stress.
What was Kojima on as developers on at that time?
I don't know.
Christ. It's almost as bad as Marvel Rivals recently with their freaking characters.
Yeah, see, Kitty, it does. It lowers Solid Snake's stress.
Oh, it heals him as well?
Yes, it actually lowers the stress. It heals you. It's
what?
This is insane.
They really are nature's stress toys, aren't they?
Nature's stress toys. This is insane.
Colonel, can you move your nipples a little bit? A little bit to the left.
Right, and squeeze my hog.
I can hear your boobs rotating with my with my flapping butt cheeks.
pair that up with the snake.
Oh, he's moaning more than he's actually screaming.
Yeah. Snake. God damn. Oh my god.
Oh god.
Metal Gear stress balls.
Kitty sent me something.
I think I still have Metal Gear Solid 4 somewhere. We might have to explore this.
Explore her boobs.
Oh, okay. Kitty sent me a audio clip that he wants me to share.
Yeah.
Oh, is it appropriate?
Oh, it's appropriate, all right. It's basically the voice actor for Solid Snake doing a voice of like Snake, but like voice on the line.
Is it in the, can you live chat it for me so I can put it in the pod here?
Give me a second. I'm trying to find it.
As long as it's appropriate.
All right.
It's
count
appropriate
us down,
for the huh?
Yeah, count us down. I'll play at the same time.
Yes.
No, God, this is going to be a nightmare. Hold on. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this. Oh, well, we're in Discord here, so it should work. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ready. 3, 2, 1.
Raiden, squeeze my hog.
What is this?
I don't know exactly where it's from. I think someone like cameoed it or something. Yeah, someone paid David Hayter to say it. I think someone cameoed him to say it. Literally. Because on Cameo you can just like pay these people to like do it. Yeah. Oh, that's the one. Yeah, Vine Source made it. Vine Source made it. He literally sent it to like to him.
Can you how bad was David Hayter's like work back then to where he accepted this cameo where he's like, shit, I've got rent, and then he's like recorded this.
Oh, someone paid him like $500 as well for that 5-second line.
Oh, that was the one that I thought that you were linking.
Oh, let's check this one out.
All right, count us down, Eric.
Hold on. I got to get to the website.
Jeez, that's loud.
All right.
Colonel, I'm trying to stick around.
Ah, god damn it. It keeps replaying.
Vic.
Okay, ready? 3,
Yep.
2, and 1.
Snake, are you okay? Colonel, I'm trying to sneak around, but I'm dummy thick, and the clap of my ass cheeks keeps alerting the guard.
I can't believe you don't know about these, Eric. They're literally all over the place.
The clap of my ass cheeks is alerting the guard.
My ass cheeks are alerting the guards. Yeah, someone paid David Hayter for that too.
I wonder if David Hayter is just like embracing this now. He's like, fuck, this is my life now.
Most likely, yeah, because he's getting paid for it, so of course he would.
Yeah. There's another one that I have, but I can't share it.
I want to know the
can't-
limits. Oh, God. I want to know his limits. Like, I want to know what's off the table for him when it comes to cameos. Like, what is off his table? Because this is wild. Yeah, how did he do this without laughing?
He probably did multiple takes, though, and know it.
You probably had to, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's wild.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Cameo.com. I'm gonna go to Cameo right now.
Cameo.com, follow
Right,
David
that's
Hayter. What can we make him this guy
My
save
next
for money?
Twitch pay, will pay him to say that he's fucking a horse, and it'll be based off of Morgan's emo.
I'm gonna get him a birthday gift. I'm gonna get a birthday gift for you here, Zenith. Book a personal video, $95. Does he just have a does he have like a commission rate? Is that what this is?
Probably, yeah.
Also, he's under Marvel. That's weird.
Marvel, you say?
That's weird.
Okay.
Also, I was disappointed because for Dill's birthday, I forgot what birthday it was. I think it was one of your milestone birthdays. I was gonna go see if the girl who did Kim Possible was on Cameo. and I was gonna order you a little birthday message.
Oh god.
And she is not on the cameo.
That's fine. I don't care. I'm pretty sure didn't she also voice Shigo, or was that someone else?
Voice who?
The person who voiced Impossible. I think she did both Impossible and Shigo, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know about that, but let me see. It is, yeah, Christy Carlson, her mom. She's also on Even Stevens with Shia LaBeouf. That's how I remember her.
She was a sister.
Let me see if she has made her way to cameo. She might not need to do cameo anymore. She seems to be pretty successful with her podcasts and stuff.
Yeah.
But let's find out. I'm gonna order you all birthday presents.
Oh god.
How much is it? Let's see. Come on, don't let me. Yeah, no. God damn it.
Not on there. All right, that's fine.
Oh no. Hold on. Hey, here we go.
Oh god.
Oh, isn't available right now. You lucked out.
Oh,
Dale.
there you go.
Follow.
You
to
know what
receive
I would
email
absolutely
updates.
love?
That's actually another good topic as well for the podcast. Favorite voice actors in video games. Boom.
You know what I absolutely love as a cameo?
Who?
The voice actor of Arthur Morgan saying, "God dang it, Zenith."
Okay, Arthur. Who is it?
Roger Clark.
Roger Clark. Thank you, Kitty. Yeah.
Yeah. Just having him insult me. And I will actually add that to his sound effect to stream.
Oh my god!
God
Hold on.
damn it, Zen, you fucking moron in his voice.
Oh my god, he's on here.
Yeah.
I could book
his username is Rolling Rog. What the fuck?
Book a personal video for $159. I'm gonna have him say the most fucking brutal shit to you. You fucking idiot.
You can get a Mother's Day gift for it. You can get Mother's Day gift. You can get a birthday, graduation, promote a business, roast someone. There you go.
Yeah, basically just have him like just like, why are you bad at video games? Or why are you always late to stream? Just roll through the list of things that I'm bad.
Just give me a list and then I'll fucking put the order in.
Oh shit! Nolan North has one. No way.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
You know
Nolan
what?
North
I
has
need
one.
to start up a cameo. I'll insult Morgan for $5. Fuck, I do that for free.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead. We're gonna take a moment on the pod here. We're gonna go through this cameo thing. We're gonna go find my first TV crush. Let's see if this happens here.
Oh, who's that?
Is it Pink Ranger?
Is it Pink Ranger?
That is a very good guess. I will not. That is a very, very good guess. But it is not.
It's going to be like a 90s show, isn't it?
It's going to be an 8. We're trying to find. We were trying to find Tiffany Amber Thiessen, who was Kelly Kapowski on Saved by the Bell. Who back in that era was everybody, every teenage, like fucking teenage tween boys fucking fantasy. Let's see here. Of course, dreams are fucking shot. Nah, nope. Rip. Although they have some Baywatch actress on here.
Ooh. You can get the Hoff then.
The Hoff.
The Hoff probably on there, isn't
he? Morgan, Jason, David Frank. Rest in peace, sir. The Green Ranger.
I wonder if you can get Jason Griffith, a.k.a. Shadow the Hedgehog. He's the voice actor. He's the voice actor for mainly Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, we need him to basically tell Morgan that that she's a beta male.
Oh shit, he's on here.
Is he?
Yeah, he is on here. Morgan, we got something. We're gonna have a surprise for you. We're gonna have Jason Griffith read Morgan's fan fiction. And Shadow the Hedgehog's voice.
How much is this going to cost us?
Morgan will never show her face on the internet again.
I will open. Okay. If you are listening to this right here, right now, and you guys are inclined to contribute, I will open up the Patreon just to fund that purchase.
Because he voices Sonic, he voices Shadow, he does various other voices in that era. So yeah,
Morgan, we're gonna get. What's his name again? I'm sorry, Dill.
Jason Griffith.
Okay, so we are going to raise money to get Jason Griffith, the voice of Shadow, to read Morgan's Sonic fan fiction. Now, Morgan, don't worry. We're going to give you your cut. You're going to obviously get writer for writing it. You're going to get writer's credit. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly. You'll be addressed to Morgan, a.k.a. Ninja Gaia _ on twitch.tv. Make sure he says that.
You walked into a hell of a thing.
Yeah, we're just cruising cameo here.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't care about Zenith's penis. I'll fucking get whatever this guy's name to read this shit.
Norma penis.
All right. How are you on time, Zenith?
I am doing okay, but we need to go to the next topic.
Okay, let's go ahead. We're gonna power through this here, unless someone needs a quick bathroom break.
Good.
You good? Are you good, Zenith?
I'm good. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna power through here, guys. We're gonna power through the rest of the episode here. Okay. So, real quick, we have some Nintendo Switch news. Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders are now live.
Coming back.
Hold on. Let me go.
I think
on
they're
April
not until
24th.
the end of the month for you guys, but like
Yes, it is April
coming
24th.
back. Yes.
That pre-orders for both in Canada and US.
Right, Canada and US, November. April 24th. I'm
Bastards delayed it for us. I was so salty.
Okay, well, here's the thing. All right. The big news of this is that the pricing is staying the same. They did not raise the price for the US, but
which is honestly pretty incredible considering that little word that's the elephant in the room the last couple of months.
Fuck him and his tariffs. Okay, there, I said it. Okay. Anyway, here's the thing. I'll write you guys a letter from fucking El Salvador or Guantanamo, wherever the fuck I get roomed. Anyway.
Move.
I told Pal yesterday, I was like, maybe we should just fucking move to Japan. Fuck the trip. Let's just move.
Idea.
Let's just move to Japan. Fuck the trip, right? Anyway. So here's the thing. The price is staying the same. Now, I semi-called this when we talked about this the last episode when we brought all this up. I semi-called this. What I think was going to happen is that Nintendo was going to raise the prices elsewhere, which they are, to offset the cost of shipping to America, to offset the tariff costs. And I think that is what's happening here. I am sorry, people of other countries, Europe, Canada, everywhere else that's being affected by this. Unfortunately, I am sorry. Nintendo is using your guys' countries to subsidize the tariff costs shipping to the U.S., which I believe is what's going to happen. And I'm noticing this, and it's not just Nintendo. Sony raised the price of PlayStation Plus in a couple of countries.
Not just PlayStation Plus, they're raising the price of the PS5.
Yes, they're raising the price of the PS5 to offset the cost of what it's going to cost to get them to ship them to the US.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, was going to happen.
Yep.
It's which was what's going to happen. I knew this was what was going to happen because we talked about it. I said, you can't just slap 150% on it or whatever and expect the people to buy it. Like, it's just not going to happen. That's too much of a price increase. It's just not going to happen. So they have to
they're actually eating the costs. So for any, like, I know there's been like a lot of like upset people and a lot of people that are been
rightfully
pretty
so
negative towards, like, I get it. But at the same time, though, the costs of making these are expensive. This isn't just a regular Switch. This is a powerful console that's a handheld that has some technology that is packed into it. That, I mean, like, I get it. Like, the games are overpriced. But right now, as it stands, their consoles are selling at a loss. And especially with the incoming tariffs, they're going to be eating up even more costs. And so instead of increasing the price of the console, they are selling it as is, but they've raised the prices of their accessories.
Yes.
So like your Joy-Cons, the Pro controllers, the grips, and so forth, and to try and, you know, combat it without losing too much floss, because they know that like they made a lot of money from the Switch. They made lots, but they know that if they change their Switch 2 price, which is already too expensive to begin with anyway, which I will admit, it would be bad for consumer faith if they could increase it even further due to the tariffs. So right now they are going to be eating up a lot of that cost.
Right. And now they did say too in their statement, they said that prices will be adjusted accordingly as market changes. This is, but I would expect this is just going to hold for the launch, maybe the first year, until they figure out the plan. Because what really is fucking the problem is, the shit is happening so fast. The tariff problem is happening so fast that companies aren't able to respond and like reroute shipping, or, you know, they're not able to reroute supply chains fast enough.
Yeah.
And on top of it, we're playing fucking yo-yo with this, like these tariffs. Like, oh, we're implementing them. Oh no, we're gonna roll them back.
It's on, it's off. And no one can actually fucking react to it fast enough.
And no one can fucking figure out what to do because there is no stance. If he's gonna put tariffs on it, okay, pick a rate and stick to it, right? Like, you can't just flip them on and off and then expect your markets and your businesses and everyone around it to comply with this and figure out how it works. It's a fucking problem. It's a disaster in supply chain. I don't know if anyone in America has noticed here, like, your stores are going to start ending up a little bare pretty soon, because most of these companies aren't ordering shit until they can figure out what's going on or how much it's going to actually cost them. And for that to work, the companies that are distributing the product, you know, your Corsairs, whoever their suppliers are, AMD, NVIDIA, anyone that's affected by this, which is practically everyone, anyone that's affected by this, they have to figure out how they're going to route the supply chains to keep the cost affordable, or they have to figure out where they're going to raise costs to offset the cost in America. Yeah. Because like I said, you can't just slap 150% increase on a product. Like, look at a 5090 or whatever. A 5090 is what, $2,500, give or take, something like that.
Probably something like that. I don't know.
All right, so let's see, $2,500 plus 150% or something like that, whatever the fuck this stupid number was at the time. That brings it up to $37. No, that adds a $3,000 cost to it. Like, no one's going to pay that. No one. It's absurd. Like, no one's going to pay that price. So the cost has to get offset from somewhere. And it's ungodly. So the only option that these companies have is, like you said, to use the offset costs from where they're saving money and then raise those prices to cover the cost here. Because as much as it sucks, America is too big of a market for them to just completely lose. It's just too big.
But here's the thing. So right now, there's still some people or some companies that are still trying to make deals or try and like still ship stuff to America to be bought. But at the same time, though, in other news, in lost in all this, like Canada is now, like, where they used to sell like a lot of their oil, is now a lot of it's being bought by Europe and especially China. And so, like, a lot of people are not buying from or selling to the States. As a matter of fact, I think the Chinese Postal Service has completely halted all shipments to the US, and I'm pretty sure vice versa. It's just nuts and insane, and like I didn't really want to talk about this, but the matter is this is reality. This is affecting the games industry. It is affecting every single fucking thing in the world. There's no avoiding it. And it just sucks for everyone. There are no winners here. None.
Right. And
except for one person's ego.
Right. And here's the reality of it too. I think what's going to happen, your Apple, like I said, and I brought this up too, your Apples, your HPs, your Nvidias, your AMDs, everyone in the thank you. Everyone in the big time players, right? The real fucking money makers of the world here. They're going to be just fine. They have the money, they have the resources, they have the way to figure out how to fix this problem themselves. I guarantee you there's very, very smart CFOs, financial officers in these companies on the phone right now working out how to figure out this problem. Because like I said, they're not going to let this one idiot cost them their money. They're not going to do it.
Yeah, there's actually, I can't believe I'm saying this, but there are actually billionaires that are actually coming forward and saying something either needs to be done, knock out this shit, or impeachment.
Yeah. Right. And,
the Wall Street Journal, a guy that's been in the pockets of certain people that are currently elected, threw that idea out there. Everyone is losing money.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it's kind of a nightmare. And like I said, the big players of the world, they're going to figure it out. They're going to figure out a way around all this shit. Like I said, because they're not going to lose $1 over one moron. It's not going to work. That's not how this system works. The people that truly run the country, the wealthy people, the ones that really run this country, are fucking making phone calls right now and going, "What are you doing?" And they're not going to take this hit. It sucks. It's going to be really rough. What really fucking sucks, and the people that are really going to get hurt by this are your small businesses that rely on the manufacturing of China to get their shit. Your favorite Artist Alley person that sells you stickers at your favorite convention and all that stuff. They're the ones getting affected because it's causing them a fortune to import product.
You want to know what's actually kind of hilarious? The one person that's actually been negatively affected the most by this is actually Elon Musk. You want to know how much value he's lost?
Over 200 billion.
Yep. 200 billion.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, this is mildly political, and your opinions are your opinions. Feel free to believe what you want to believe, but like, this is the reality of the situation here. He fucking took a gamble and he's paying for it.
Yep.
Well, that's the thing. Like, he took a big gamble because his company, Tesla, is clean energy cars. But the thing is, though, people on the right don't really believe clean energy. So basically, he's trying to preach to the wrong choir.
Yeah,
and look where it's got him.
Yeah, again, sorry. It's this whole idea of like, oh, well, the demographic that was purchasing his product no longer wants to be associated with him. And the demographic that thinks he's an okay guy now and he's doing all the right shit, they can't afford the cars anyway. So it's really, you know what? Reap what you sow. Sir, you got involved in a fucking thing that you probably should have just kept your mouth shut and kept getting rich.
Yep. It's like, hey, you wanted this. You laid in your bed, you took a big old dump in it, and now you have to sleep in it.
I can't imagine that. It bothers me when people that can't fucking just shut up, the people that are getting rich just can't shut up and keep making their money. Like, just shut up and keep making your money. What's the problem here?
A few of them, yes, but most of them are.
Yeah, like, I don't fucking care if you're just a nerdy rich guy. I don't give a shit. There's actually some decently cool billionaires like out there just as long as they don't be like toxic and harass people and do it in the way that elongated muskrat has done.
Yeah, to wind this back and get us back on track here. No matter how much you believe that tariffs are going to force Nintendo to start making Switches in the America, I'm sorry, it's delusional. Like, we don't have the resources to it. Take years to make a factory here to do it, and then on top of it, we don't get the supply. We don't have the supplies in the country to do it. This is not going to start making Nintendo Switches and Apple iPhones and all that shit inside the U.S. It's just not going to happen. That's a pipe dream.
Yep.
That ship has long sailed. Rant over. You know, but if you are inclined to get a Nintendo Switch 2, personally, I think it's way overpriced. I think it's hella overpriced. If it were me, I would be looking for what is it, $499 right now, or $459, something like that, whatever, $450.
To be entirely honest, though, it could have been increased even further due to gestures at World.
No one would buy it. No one would buy it.
Yeah, no one would.
No,
not when you would go to, if Sony was like, Sony playing the smart game is like, keep the price the same, raise it elsewhere. If the Sony PlayStation's within that $50 mark of the Nintendo Switch, people are just going to go buy a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, so like, eat it up now. Hope that something happens to the orange turd. Sorry, I'm very outspoken with how much I feel about that.
Careful.
I don't care anymore. But they're hoping that like the tariffs will, come to an end, because he's not going to be around forever. Nintendo will.
I don't know. Demi in the chat here thinks Nintendo's more stubborn than people think. I think Nintendo is getting a little cocky. I'm not going to lie. The Switch was super, super successful, incredibly successful. And especially after the Wii U, which is a complete disaster, I think Nintendo is running on fucking... Nintendo's coming in with a big swinging dick here and saying, yeah, $499 or $450 for this sounds like a great deal.
Yeah. I was talking this with a friend as well yesterday. He believes that like the Switch 2 could be like the Wii U era, like comeback basically.
I don't think it's going to be that bad. I don't think it's going to be
as bad as the Wii U, but I don't think it will sell as well as the original Switch.
The thing is, with the Wii U, first of all, the name was fucking stupid. I know way too many people that didn't realize that the Wii U was like a new console, and B, the overall concept of it wasn't so much about the price. It was the fact that the tablet, I mean, as kind of like neat as it was, it's needed a lot of it needed more perfecting. It needed time to cook, because the Wii U, where the Wii U failed to launch, this Nintendo Switch was able to run, because it expanded on the Wii U, where it's like, hey, handheld gameplay, but also console gameplay. So I don't think that is going to be the issue. Right now, it's just the price. And I've seen not just one report, multiple reports that suggests, based off the Nintendo Switch 2 hardware, is that is what is affecting like the cost to be so high, whereas they'd be selling their consoles at a loss. Meaning, if it sells for how much, Eric?
I think it's $450 and then $500 for the
so if it's $450, the Switch 2 probably costs $500 to make. So that's what I'm getting at.
I think this is going to be the 3DS situation. For those of you that are old enough to remember this, the 3DS ran into the same boat. The 3DS was too expensive for what it was, and then they end up having to cut the price down. I think that's what's going to happen here.
Yeah, because that's the thing, is the price to manufacture these will eventually go down. So like that's why like if you probably compare like how much it costed to make this Nintendo Switch when it first launched, compared to how much like it cost to build one of them at the very end of its line, you're probably saving about like 150 bucks.
And that's the other thing that happens too, is as soon as more Nintendo Switches get into people's homes, there's less people available to buy them. So the price has to come down to entice people to buy it.
Yeah. Yeah. So like as soon as they recognize that there's a demand and that it's cheaper to make the products, they can bring it down.
Right.
So
yeah,
because fingers crossed, because that's the thing with companies is you don't want to, like, when you set like a benchmark for your price, you don't want to make it more expensive because like, we're losing too much money on this. So it's better to start with this and then continue to bring it down once it's like, all right, we're not hitting our bottom line. We need to lower the price in order to get sales out the door. Or it's like, hey, this is cheaper now, or it's been a certain amount of time. Let's lower the price and make consumers happy. This way, more volume can be shipped out.
Who's going to take a wild guess and think what the final price is going to be at the end of the day? Like, what do you think this is going to dumb down to in terms of pricing?
It will be $380 in a hand job for Miyamoto.
Okay, that's not a bad deal. My money is that this is my money is the settling price is going to end up at $350 by the time the Switch run's done. I think it's going to be $350.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised by that, honestly.
Yeah, they could probably also do like what they did with the Nintendo Switch and do like the Switch 2 Lite, where it doesn't have like a home console. Because don't forget, because we saw like the price of the dock for the Switch 2, like to get a replacement, and that's like $100. So if you have a Switch 2, sorry, 120. You're right.
Yeah,
even more expensive. So if you have the Switch 2 Lite, where it doesn't have a dock mode, and it's the Switch 2 itself, and you only play the handheld, that would probably be $100 less. So instead of paying $450, be $350, probably even lower, because you're cutting out.
Now this just popped in my head here. Sorry if I interrupted. Why don't they just do it to where they release one SKU with just the Switch, the console and the Joy-Cons, right? Like a Switch Lite, quote unquote, and then another SKU that contains the dock and the accessories. Like, why do they not do that? Is the question. Because that's another way they could sell Switches, is sell the product with just the Switch. Because there's tons of people out there, let's be realistic, there's a market for the Switch Lite, right? Switch Lite sold pretty well. There's a market for it. There's going to be a ton of people out there that buy this thing and have it never touch a TV.
I'm pretty sure that their thought process behind it is first of all, they want like the full product to ship out.
Work out of the box.
Yeah. It's like, hey, we want people to experiment with the dock mode as well as handheld mode. So, and not only that, like the Switch Lite, the design is different from your regular Switch. So if you try and put a Switch Lite in a dock, it won't do anything.
Right.
It just won't. So,
go ahead. Sorry. Continue.
So if there is going to be a Switch 2 Lite, it would probably need about like a year or a year and a half or two of development, because they wanted to because their strategy was to get as many of these systems designed as possible, to keep it a very good secret, and try and navigate the issues with all the tariffs, and that way, once Switch 2s are getting into people's homes, keeping up with demand, and then start looking towards, all right, so now we need to start developing something that's going to be a bit cheaper, but at the same time, though, we got to redesign the console to make sure that people aren't taking like Switch Lite and trying to put them in Switch 2 docks and messing all that shit up.
But that's not what even I get what you're saying, but that's not even what I'm really thinking. I'm thinking no Switch. I'm not talking Switch 2 Lite, nothing like that. I'm just saying package the Switch 2, just the console only in a box, and let me buy that. So like when I
Or
go
take the
to
dock out, basically. That's
yeah,
what he's
when I
saying.
go to the store, there's 2 boxes on the shelf. There's one where it's just the Nintendo Switch 2 and the charging brick. And then the other one is the Switch 2, the dock, you know, and the charging, like the accessories, you know, the wrist
That would
straps.
They
get
have
very
to change the packaging in order for that to actually happen, because they would have
Yeah.
to probably like rearrange
Right.
everything and everything like that.
That
Now it
would
costs
be
more money
very confusing for a lot of
manufacturing-wise.
parents, because a lot of parents
Yeah.
would be like, "Hey, I got you a Switch 2," and then kids open it for Christmas or their birthday, and then they realize that it doesn't connect to their TV, and then I mean, sure they play it from a handheld, but
That's a valid
So-
point. I'm not taking that away from you. That's very, very valid. But I think they're just in this situation right now where they need to sell these things. Well, okay, I take that back because we don't know how well it's going to sell.
No.
We don't know.
no,
So I can't necessarily say that. But there's obviously they're going to have these things if they're running into the situation, which I think they're going to run it. Time will tell. We'll find out in 4 days. Time will tell how well this is thing. If this thing sells out everywhere, like if pre-orders are sold out everywhere at GameStop and all that kind of stuff, then okay, I was wrong. But if there is a slow moving on it, especially if they put out as much as they say they did to offset scalping, then they need to move and sell these things, then it would make sense to have a cheaper SKU. Be like, okay, we could just sell the console in a box, and then the TV, the dock and all that stuff can come separately. Like you can buy the accessory pack. You know what I mean? It almost seems like a doable solution. I mean, call me crazy. Anyone in the chat's more than welcome to call me crazy.
yeah, that could be packaged at a later time, but right now, for them, for what they're trying to think, especially trying to make sure that they have as many systems as possible, that would probably be like a strategy that they probably want to explore like a year from now.
Which
Not for
they
launch.
might have to. They might have to. They might look at the situation and be like, "Oh shit, we have a problem."
Yeah, if they want to like
pivot.
Yeah, for people that just want to play for a handheld, people that want to save money, then absolutely, look into that after like analyzing sales for about like the first like 6 months, and then look to seeing about all right, so let's just bundle just the Switch home consoles.
Right.
So sorry, the Switch handheld. So that is fine, but it would not be good for them to, because that's the problem with both the Wii U and the 3DS is they don't want to have, because otherwise they're gonna be struggling with A, confusing customers, and B, they will be dealing with their stock being divided between 2 different packages, both the Switch with the dock and the Switch. Sorry, between 3 things. Sorry, the Switch with the dock, with everything is all included, and then there's the Switch without the dock, and then there's the just the dock itself.
Yeah.
And if they focused on like dividing those 2, chances are you would see like a lot less available Switch 2s.
That's a possibility, yes, and I can see that, where it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I think it's more of a pivot. You're right. It's probably more of a pivot position where they're like, okay, we have a problem. This thing's not selling out like we thought it was going to be. We need to pivot.
Yeah,
and we
or
need
maybe
to do
it's
something.
not even a problem. They just want to do that anyway for anyone that just wants the handhelds.
Yeah.
So I can definitely see them doing that regardless of like how well it sells. It's just for their launch, they don't want to have too many different options. That's why you don't see Switch, like when the Switch launched, you don't like for any kind of console, you don't have like different variations in colors, because if they have like all these different versions, then that just like really delays like the processing plants when they're coming out with the consoles and shipping it to sales.
All right. Time's going to tell. We'll see how things go. Like I said, if they sell out all these pre-orders in the US, then Nintendo's fine. Nintendo's fine. But who knows, dude? The country's the US is in a very, very different position than when Switch 2 launched. So we're going to see what happens.
Yeah. What a time to be alive.
What a fucking time to be alive, right? I can't even go get my own video game without worrying about shit. All right. Zenith, are you okay on time?
I am doing okay.
You're doing okay? All right. kindly type in the live chat, the live chat there, how much time you have left before you gotta swanter on out of here. Okay. All right. Remakes. We've seen them everywhere. We all got them. Some are good. Some are bad. Let's get talking. Who's got a shitty remake?
I'm trying to think of a shitty remake that I've played. I don't know. I tend to not. I'm trying to think. I can't think of one. Come back.
Okay. How about let's start with the good remakes, because
let's do a good remake.
Because obviously, like, good remakes, it's easier to think about because it's like, yes, I remember that. Whereas bad remakes, you probably like try and block out of your mind. It's like, wow, what a fucking waste of money.
Okay, so let's clarify here before we get started. There is remake and then there is remaster. They are not the same.
Yes.
There's a remaster is basically a game that was graphically appalled. Maybe they added minor gameplay elements and stuff to address issues in the original version of the game. That is a remaster. A remake is a full-on, basically tear down and rebuild of a product. So, now that that's clarified here, let's go ahead and let's get a good. And there might not be shitty remakes. I'm inclined to believe there is shitty remakes. I know of one right off the top of my head, but let's go ahead and go with the good remakes. What are some of the best remakes you guys can think of then?
Top of my head, Resident Evil 2 remake.
Resident Evil 2, I think, to me, is one of the best remakes ever. It is in the top 5 of remakes I have ever played.
Yeah, completely reimagined.
Right.
It is insane how much went into it.
Right.
It is.
And I think it's so hard hitting because the game, when it was originally released on the PlayStation 1, it was completely polygonal. It's full on polygon. The tank controls are, well, people have opinions on tank controls, but tank controls are generally awful in my opinion. And that was all fixed. And then the graphical overhaul of the characters and the rebuilding of the models and everything just made Resident Evil 2 this fantastic experience that I think anybody should play. Anybody that enjoys video games in general should touch the Resident Evil 2 remake. Now, let's spice this up here a little bit thinner. Which one hits harder, Resident Evil 2 or the Resident Evil 4 remake?
2.
2 hits harder.
I think 2 hits harder because it was basically just like it came out of nowhere scenario. Because they did Resident Evil 1 remake years ago, back on the GameCube era, back in 2002. And since then, they just released like constant, like different varieties of good and bad Resident Evil games throughout the thing. And then when they announced Resident Evil 2 remake, I think it was either the 2017 or 2018 PlayStation E3 or something like that. It was. Yeah. It was a complete shock. Everyone was just like, "Whoa, okay." And when they showed it off, it looked really damn good. And then when the demo came out, it was really good. And then the game released, and I think it actually won multiple awards that year when it released. Like, it was great. It's awesome. I played the shit out of that game multiple times.
Yeah, that one's special. That might be one of my favorite games I've ever played. Definitely in my top 10.
I will say though, 4 is also excellent. I've played both the original for the 4 and I think the remake 4. I think the remake does a better job of like splitting the content between the original, the main game and the DLC, for one thing, compared to the original game. I think that Ashley is way less annoying in the remake than she is in the original.
Help!
Yes,
Leon,
exactly.
Help me, Leon.
And there's just like nice quality of life improvements from like the remake compared to the original. Honestly, I know. It's just one of those things. But I still think Resident Evil 2 Remake is like the remake out of all of them at the moment.
Morgan listed another good remake.
Oh, we're going to get there in a second, which I thought was going to be the first one. We're going to get there in a second because I thought that was going to be the one you guys were going to say.
I was going to get to that one next, but I thought I was just for the top of the
I thought
list.
that was going to be the first one because it's so fresh, but two,
yes.
It's a whole other level. But I think as finishing up on Resident Evil, I think Resident Evil 2 Remake takes a okay to good game and completely revolutionized it in like really made it a whole new experience, where I think Resident Evil 4 Remake took a good game. It's a damn good game. I still think it's the best Resident Evil.
Oh yeah.
It took a damn good game and it made it an incredible game.
Yeah.
Because Resident Evil 4, Am I crazy to think Resident Evil 4 is the best, or are you guys in that 7 and 8 boat that those are better?
I think Resident Evil 4 is one of the best. I can understand why it is one of the best. I can understand it completely, honestly.
No, I think RE2 is the remake.
Not the remakes. I'm
like
talking about
peak.
just in general. I'm talking about just in
Original
general.
Just in general, I still think RE2, like the remake, is like peak of Resident Evil. Like it's got like the creepiness, it's got the horror factor, it's got action, but like not too much action because it feels like more like survival horror. Where as RE4, still has those survival horror moments, but it feels more geared towards action.
Yeah, it's more of an arcadey.
Yeah, so it really depends on like who you ask. So like is it like a timeless classic? Yes. But you'll also find that it's kind of like divided, where people will be like, "Hey, I missed like the old Resident Evil."
What about okay, so obviously the big one we got here is we have the Final Fantasy VII remake, which has finally come after years of being teased. Now there's 2 games in this remake already. Obviously Final Fantasy VII remake. Final Fantasy VII remake, this is hard.
Yeah.
It is one of the best remakes ever done. That the achievement of Final Fantasy VII remake is incredible, but does it do better than does it hit better than the original game did? That's the question.
I can't really answer that because I've not played the original.
Right.
That's like up to you two, I guess.
I know a lot of people that absolutely loved it, but I feel that most people that have played it and the original feel that as great as they did with remake, with Final Fantasy VII remake, it's not the original, and they prefer the original because it has such a special place in their heart, and like a really well made remake, as much as they did a good job, it just can't replace it.
It is hard because how do I word this? So Final Fantasy VII, the original release, is special in its own right because it's one of the first to do the cinematic, it's one of the first to have the cinematic full motion video and all of that stuff and utilize that technology on the PlayStation. What I think Remake does is it took a game that was just limited by its technological limitations and just made it the experience that we all wished it could have been back in, or I think it took it took what we imagined the experience in our head would be and made it happen in the remake.
Yeah. I think that's accurate, yeah.
Because I mean, when you look at the original one, like you have this imagination in your head that shows like this is what Cloud would look like and all this kind of stuff. And then, over the years with the, Advent Children movie and then just the artwork and all that stuff that was rendered and stuff over the years that we got a look of what Cloud looks like, etc., compared to his polygonal, debut. It does look like Remake took all this because like the one of the things that lives in my head rent free just in general is when you play Final Fantasy VII the first time, the original one, the whole opening segment where Cloud hops out of the train. He hops out of the train and then you're following Barrett, Biggs, and Wedge through the reactor. And there's just this cinematic movie quality to it that feels special. Even like I said, when you're just watching polygons, the remake takes that and literally turns that into a movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there is something incredible. Yeah, it reminds me of like, because Cloud is so mysterious when that game starts. You remember Indiana Jones? Like you all watch Raiders of the Lost Ark, the original Indiana Jones?
Yeah, of course.
And Harrison Ford's hidden behind the shadow, and then he kind of walks out, and then like the light like shines on him. You're like, oh shit, that's Indiana Jones. That's how I get when Cloud hops out of the train. Like there's this vibe where he hops out of the train. You're like, okay, this guy means business. And then the remake really ups the banter between all the characters in the story.
Yeah,
like
100%. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
really good in the remake.
And I think it stands. I think people need to play the original Final Fantasy VII. I think they should, because there is this special charm about it. Graphically, it's limited by today's standard, and it looks very dated. But the remake, I don't think the remake doesn't give you a reason to never play that game. The remake just takes what the original did and just ramps it up 100%, and turns it into this cinematic experience that I think fans of the original release have deserved all these years.
All right then.
Now, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I have different opinions on. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth does everything Remake did, but it just over-bloated it with stuff that you didn't necessarily need in there.
Yeah.
I think it should have just maintained this nice, steady pace that Remake did, but they didn't do that, and they turned it into more of this huge...
In a way, Eric, did you feel like what Rebirth did was what Horizon did with like From Zero Dawn to Forbidden West?
Over-bloated it? Most definitely.
Yeah.
Because Forbidden West is a huge bloated game, and it doesn't hit as well as... Zero Dawn does. And it's kind of unfortunate because I genuinely do think they're good games, but I think Forbidden West kind of slowed that franchise down in a way. It didn't get it wasn't the sequel that it needed to bump that series into 100%. I don't think.
Right. Okay.
But great games. Final Fantasy VII Remake is huge. It's fantastic. And yeah, it's definitely well deserved, and it was well worth the wait. I will give it that. It was well worth the wait. And then we'll see what happens the third time around. What else do we got? Who's got another one? There's not that many remakes.
Well, if you look closely, there is quite a few remakes. I mean, one that I definitely is a childhood one of mine that I have like played since and really, really enjoyed is both the Spyro and the Crash Bandicoot trilogies remakes.
They were very, very good.
They are excellent. They do a great job of taking what they've already done, modernizing everything into modern graphics, and then adding their own little extra little bits in there in between for like puzzles and stuff like that, and it's really damn good. They're both excellent games, honestly.
Also, I have a good and bad remake.
All right, give me a bad remake.
I have a bad one too.
Oh, good. Give me bad remakes.
Okay.
Go on.
So a good remake was the Ocarina of Time 3DS versions.
Yes.
It was very good.
Good job, sir.
But the Majora's Mask remake was actually bad. Oh. And the reason being is they fundamentally changed a lot of how the game mechanics were, where the bosses were entirely different. Two of the bosses were not fun. And a lot of people that loved the Ocarina of Time 3DS remake, and this is coming from someone, Majora's Mask is my absolute favorite game of all time. I did not like the remake because they tried to do too much. Okay. They didn't need to change anything. But my good remake that I want to mention, that and probably one that I've keep coming back to, is actually Paper Mario Thousand Year Door.
Oh, here we go.
But is it a remake or is it a remaster?
What, the Paper Mario?
Yeah.
No, it's a remake. Yeah, they actually completely rebuilt the system.
Oh, I didn't know they went that far with it.
Yeah, they rebuilt the whole system. As a matter of fact, someone did a deep dive where some of the timings for like the guards and the super guards are different because it's an entirely completely built from the ground up system for the battle system, and not to mention they completely redid all of them the OST for it, and actually somehow made the OST even better. A lot of love was put in this game, and
that
also
was a good game.
they had two or three optional bosses to it that actually are really, really good, and the fans of like the lore and the story were really, really happy about it. So
yeah, that's okay. I didn't know they rebuilt the thing up, so that's okay. That qualifies.
Yeah, the rebuild was so good. Sorry, the remake was actually so good that it was actually my game of the year last year. That's how much I loved it.
I could see that. So with Majora's Mask, also I think some of the things with Majora's Mask, like a lot of the color palette is changed. A lot of that dark moodiness of the original Majora's Mask is kind of taken away because they brightened the colors in the remake. They cleared up. Excuse me. I think visually, the remake definitely looks better.
Yeah, visually it looks great, and that's, can't take that away. But they changed a lot of things about it where they didn't need to. And that's where, if you're someone that's trying to come up with like a remake of something and, try and have improvement. Because if you think about it this way, you have this recipe for this really nice meatloaf. And you want to try and, make the meatloaf better, whether it's using fresh ingredients. You don't want to change the recipe. And that's what the people, Grezzo, that worked on it, did too much with Majora's Mask. Because like they improved the recipe with Ocarina of Time for the 3DS, and then they kind of ruined it with Majora's Mask.
Okay, I'll buy it. The Ocarina of Time 3D remake is fantastic. The 3DS one is fantastic.
Yes,
I don't know if you touched that one.
They did a great job with it.
If you haven't touched that one, Dill, you should. That one's good.
I will eventually.
I would go that route.
If I get the Switch 2, Wind Waker's on there, so I can play Wind Waker finally.
Finally play Wind Waker.
Yeah, Twilight Princess does not exist, guys.
Nah, it's a fever dream. Midna being hot. Who would have thought that?
Okay, since we're on the topic of Zeldas, then Link's Awakening. The Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening was a fantastic remake.
That's a fantastic one. Yeah,
that's a glorious fucking remake in terms of Zelda. Because that is still one of my favorite Zeldas to this day, and I talk about it a lot. And that remake just solidifies it. That game is so good. Definitely check out the Link's Awakening remake. The Ocarina of Time 3D is good. I'm curious to hear what this bad remake is. What's the bad remake?
The bad remake was the Majora's Mask 3D one.
Oh, okay.
That was the one that I had.
Got you. Dill, what is your bad remake?
Well, sticking to the chibi form of video games, so Pokemon, for instance, they have done a fair number of remakes. As you know, they've like remade like Gen 1 to Gen 4. They've done like side game remakes as well, like that. Arguably the worst one that they've done, which the community does like highly agree with, is the Gen 4 remakes, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. The reason being is that they didn't really do much to remake it other than made it 3D, and that's really it. It's kind of like the thing. They didn't add like many good features from other games. They could have like, because the weird thing is that Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl came in between Sword and Shield and then like Legends Arceus. Both of which, the 3D models are like full-size humans and everything like that, and so people were very confused about that. Their excuse was obviously, they're going for like the original kind of concept, which was chibi style in 2D, but making it into 3D, which kind of felt like a bit of a cop-out to a lot of like Pokemon fans, and everything like that, because they're like, people make concepts up of like this in their own spare time. and they did look incredible. The concepts of like the artists that made on them, everything like that. And when I played it, to me, it felt like Diamond and Pearl for sure. But there's a reason why people don't play those games and play Platinum when they go to Gen 4. And that's because it's quite slow pacing compared to those ones. The story isn't as rich in those games compared to Platinum. And from my experience, the only good thing that remake added was they had a way of like getting the full decks very easily with the underground system, including items and Pokemon you couldn't get previously via evolutions that were added in Gen 4. And they added a way of basically being able to get mythical Pokemon in Gen 4 a lot easier, because back in the day, if you want to get a mythical Pokemon, you have to get like a certain item from like a GameStop or anything like that, or an event, and then like get a card for reading and everything like that, and then unlock it from there. But in this game, they basically just added all those features like as updates to the game, basically, as time went on, and that was basically it. So yeah, that's like an example of a bad remake that I can think of Pokemon wise, I guess, because it was just not very well received among fans.
Oh,
honestly,
I have probably the king of worst video game remakes.
All right, what is it?
Warcraft 3 Reforged.
Oh
God.
That did so
there
bad.
we go. There
I thought we
go.
forgot about that turd.
We almost forgot about it.
Damn.
Try to push it out of memory.
I'm pretty sure
Jeez.
Blizzard also wants you to forget about it too.
Yep.
I forgot all about that.
Because not only did it come in the heat, was it delivered in the heat of like Blizzard's controversy, but the amount of effort and that went to that was just pure minimal.
Yeah, they talk about this, by the way. They talk about this in the book, the Play Nice Story of Blizzard book. They talk about that remake, and yeah, it was a shit show. Just minimal effort, just fucking crank it and get it out there so people will buy it. And yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh, this is an interesting one. I don't know if this counts as a remake or not. But what about the whole Final Fantasy 4 or 14, like A Realm Reborn? Isn't that basically a remake or
honestly,
a rebuild?
That was probably the best way to do any kind of a remake, but just especially for an MMO, where it's like, hey, we're just gonna cast Meteor on the entire world and then just bring back like a completely reimagined Final Fantasy 14 that actually, because OG FF14 bombed hard.
Right.
And then they rebuilt it from the ashes, and look how successful it's been.
True.
Yeah, it's incredibly successful. I completely forgot about the Reforged. Yeah. God damn, what a bad note in the whole thing.
You're welcome.
Weird honorable mention. I don't think it's a remake. It doesn't qualify as a remake, but it's definitely a reboot. But God of War definitely got a completely brand like new coat of paint when that came out.
That was like a continuation, but like a
Not a
reimagined
remake.
continuation. Not really a remake, more just continuing Kratos' story from a way different aspect of his life compared to the Greek era, you know?
Oh. I just came up with another one that's, I mean, not that the games were bad, it's just, it was like a collection. The Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, yes.
That was kind of a lazy one, I will say.
Yeah, they didn't do anything to improve Super Mario Galaxy. They didn't do anything for Mario 64 except making like some of the icons on like the menu look nice. It was still in what is it, like the 4:3 aspect ratio?
Yeah, straight cash grab.
And and the most they did was actually for Mario Sunshine was they made it actually in widescreen. But even then, it was
stretched, right? It was stretched. It wasn't actually like remastered in widescreen.
It felt like the most of effort went to touching up Mario Sunshine, but that's the thing. It's just a touch up. It feels like you had a team of 5 people and they worked on it for like a month and that's it. And just send it up the door and charge, full price for your game.
Take advantage of the anniversary.
And that's coming from someone that loves Mario, but we were all just like, what the fuck is this?
Jesus.
And they only released it for like 6 months as well.
Oh yeah,
like, that's it. Bye.
Yeah, right. Bye. I don't know if these were remakes or remasters or whatnot, but that shitty Grand Theft Auto fiasco.
The
happened.
San Andreas, the trilogy, yeah.
Was that a remake or a remaster?
It was a remaster of the games, but it was so poorly made and released
that it became a remake.
No, that they literally because the thing that Rockstar did when they released this is that they took off all the original games from their stores. It did so shit. People complained so much. They gave them back the original games to play instead because what the developers did that they hired to make it was they took the mobile versions of those games and made them into the remaster, and that's why it was so shit. Because the mobile coding is way different from the original source coding. So... Yeah. It was bad. That was bad.
Mm-hmm.
Well... don't play shitty remakes, people. Go play good remakes. Go play Resident Evil 2 remake. Go play Final Fantasy 7 remake. Go play Link's Awakening. Go play the Ocarina of Time remake. Tons of good stuff out there for you to play. Avoid the San Andreas trash. I don't even think you can buy it anymore. Ignore Warcraft 3 Reforged.
I also played Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake again this week.
Yes, go play Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake. Go play the good games. Go play the good ones. Go check out Kingdom Come Deliverance. Go check out Final Fantasy 4 Pixel Remaster. Go check out what else did we have? Split Fiction. Go check those games out. That's all good stuff.
Do it.
All right. Go ahead. Oh, do it. You said do it. Got it. Okay. Next episode is the 3rd. I had the thing up this time. Next episode is May 3rd.
Oh, so close to May 4th.
So close to May the 4th be with you. Yeah. May 3rd. Tentative. It is my brother's birthday. I got to find out what he's doing. We may push it a week, but we'll keep you updated on that. But tentatively, May 3rd is the next episode there. The Split Fiction playthrough with Pow and I is on the editing desk. We're hoping to have that up this week. It could be possibly next week, but we're going to start rolling those out for you. Plenty of clips up on TikTok, YouTube, all that good jazz, ! Social media. Go check that out. And that is it for us this week. Guys, as always, thank you. We appreciate you. This is Good Friends, Good Games, and we'll see you all soon.
Goodbye.